Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my YouTube channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. Today I am going to analyze the movements of gold futures in different time frames. But before proceeding further, I would like to mention about the developments on international fronts. As you may be aware, 20 major countries which are the members of G20 nations, they are trying to resolve the tariff trade war issue which has been impacting the global economy since October 2018, and G20 members find that this impact going to be long, which will continue to affect the global economy till 2020. No doubt that a lot of efforts are made to convince both the major economies of the world who are involved in this tariff trade war, the United States and the China, but all efforts proved futile since both of them are not still able to conclude any constructive decision to resolve their tariff issues. On one hand, when the United States have spared Mexico from the payment of tariffs on Friday, which resulted in some upward move in US indices, but I find that a futile attempt at G20 summit may result in sliding moves in global equity markets during the upcoming week. Therefore, I find that the steady movement of gold futures look evident enough for upcoming sliding moves in global equity indices. Friends, this is a daily chart and this is the same pattern in which I presented my last analysis on June 2nd, 2019. I call this pattern of gold as a cup with handle because in this formation in the daily chart, if we have a look at the movement of gold futures since March 2018, when the gold futures touched the highs of $1,400, and since then gold futures started to slide downward, and this downward move continued till October 16, 2018, and the gold futures started to consolidate at lower levels amid this range between the levels of $1,200 to $1,258 up to the month of November 2018, when the tariff trade war between the US and the China started in October 2018. That was the time when the gold futures started to map the growing uncertainty in global equity markets. Therefore, most of the central banks started to purchase gold during this month. Here you can see that a steep upward move was there since November 15, 2018. This was the period when most of the central banks were busy in buying gold aggressively. Here you can see that after a downward move on January 21st, 2019, once again we witnessed gold futures to remain steady. Since January 24th, we have seen a sharp upward move in gold futures, which finally touched the levels of $1,356 on February 20th, 2019, when the whole world was under worry of global economic slowdown, when most of the countries started to make efforts to resolve this tariff trade war, when most of the global equity markets started to move upward during this period. On the other hand, gold started to move downward up to March 5th, 2019. This was the period when the whole world was expecting escalation of tariff trade war between the two major economies of the world. But since then, all efforts have gone in vain and result was nil on escalation efforts. Therefore, I find that the lingering tariff trade war continues to impact global equity markets. Therefore, gold futures once again started to move upward up to the level of $1,328 when they touched this high on March 25th, 2019. But once again they started to move downward and continued to slide below the level of $1314 and finally touched the bottom of this handle on May 3rd, 2019. Friends, this is the cup. What I described this move as a formation of a cup, and this is the handle of this cup where the gold futures have found good support at the bottom of this cup, where the 200 days moving average provides good support to gold futures in case of any downward move. And finally, after taking a good support here on 30th May 2019, gold futures started to move upward, and you can watch my last analysis on gold when the gold futures are trading at the levels of $1304, when I predicted an upward move up to the levels of $1370 during the month of June 2019. Therefore, I decided to give my update in the same chart where I have predicted my expected levels for the month of June, where you can see that after a good upward move, gold futures are trying to sustain above this uptrend line, and currently after touching the highs of $1347, currently the gold futures closed on Friday at the level of $1341, where I find that a sustainable move amid this bullish zone. What I described this zone as a bullish consolidation zone, and I said in my last analysis that a consolidation amid this bullish consolidation zone will result in further upward moves in gold futures. Therefore, I find that till the completion of this handle on July 18, 2019, I find that the gold futures will remain in upper consolidation zone, and no doubt that the gold futures may try to break the levels of $1370 during the upcoming weeks. Here you can see that currently that in a daily chart that the current position of moving averages is evident enough for an eruptive move in gold futures, because here you can see that the 20 days exponential moving average is above the 20 days moving average, and 50 days exponential moving average is also above the 50 days moving average, and all the moving averages are reflecting the continuity of upward moves during the upcoming weeks. So friends, let us see this move in an hourly chart. So in an hourly chart, here you can see that after touching the highs of $1348 on June 5th, 2019, gold futures have been consolidating inside this upper consolidation zone, where on June 7th, gold futures touched the highs of 1352 and have been closed at these levels amid the bullish trading zone. And here I find that the current position of moving averages are looking continuity of an upward move in gold futures, because in G20 summit both the countries have not been able to reach on a conclusive decision, and expectations are there that on June 28, 29, during the next round of G20 summit, President Donald Trump and the Chinese head Mr. Li Peng may meet on June 28-29, where they may find some conclusive results, but all are based on hopes, and I find that amid these growing hopes, gold futures look too steady to move upward, because we have been continuously facing sliding moves in global equity markets due to growing fear for economic slowdown due to lingering tariff trade war. So friends, be ready to see an action in gold futures during the upcoming week, where I find that any downward move up to the level of $1314 will provide good opportunity to go long. But before going downward, the gold futures will find a good bounce back from the level of $1333, where an immediate support will be provided in case of a downward move, and second strong support will be provided to gold futures by 200 days moving average, which is currently at the level of $1316. Therefore, Any downward move in gold futures up to the levels of $1316 will provide good opportunity to go long. So friends, if you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.